Good evening. Good evening, family. How y'all doing? Welcome to tonight's edition of An Unscripted Beautiful Life. I am Katrina.
And I'm
He
Andre.
got to sing every time. Listen.
Sing, Andre.
I got the best voice in the world.
Woo. Hold on, y'all. Let me share this 1 second and then I'll introduce our speaker for this evening. I'm not going to read her whole bio because y'all have to come to the conference to really experience everything. But
Yeah,
I will say a little bit.
just a little bit.
Just a little something.
Just a
Yeah.
little something. So, Dr. Vikki Johnson is a transformational speaker, chaplain, spiritual mentor to many, best-selling author, sound bath healer, and founder of Soul Wealth LLC. She is my mentor, my friend, my sister, my everything. The one who is also responsible for a beautiful encounter happening. We thank you for joining us tonight.
I am
Thank
so
you.
happy and proud and excited.
We're
Thank you for
excited.
having me and congratulations, June 8th.
June
June
8th.
8th.
It's
June
gonna be
8th,
here
June
before
8th.
we know it.
June 8th.
Yep.
Here for it.
So as they say, get your tickets and your popcorn ready. Cause it's gonna be
It's gonna be good. We're gonna have a good time.
yes we are.
So
Yes
I
we are.
know what soul wealth is, but the people watching may not necessarily know what soul wealth is. So what is soul wealth?
Soul wealth. First, our soul is the seat of our emotions. So let's start right there. And that can further be interpreted as emotional wealth, which is inspired from the scripture in 3rd John that says God desires that we prosper and be in health, even as our soul prospers,
Mm,
even as our emotions prosper. So, really, what it's saying is that your life can only really truly be healthy and wealthy through and through to the extent that your emotions are well, that you are flowing in emotional intelligence, that your emotions are healthy, not to be confused with mental wellness and well being, right? Your emotions are absolutely separate, and anything emotionally that we suppress or oppress that's meant to be expressed turns into disease, depression, discouragement, despondency, disappointment, all the things that can take a person out who otherwise appears to be successful,
mm,
wealthy, happy, thriving, living their best life. Social media is off the chain, flawless. And then we hear about them committing suicide or being depressed, or what happened, they disappear frequently, frequently, and this is not a statement of judgment, it's an observation. Frequently, there was no outlet for them emotionally because sometimes they felt the pressure to perform
mm-hmm.
and the pressure to maintain and protect. We do this a lot. Maintain and protect an image that we've been projecting. And so it really takes courage to say, you know what? I've been faking this whole time. Like, not many of us want to do that, right? So, soul wealth is vision, compassion, authenticity, abundance, and legacy. Those are the 5 tenets. First in your life, and then in the lives of other people. We can't give away what we don't have. So, it's about filling up your container, your cup, your
Mm-hmm.
well, and then from your overflow, serving, giving, loving other people out in the world.
What you just said, that has always stuck with me. In that you can't pour from an empty cup. So you have to fill your cup first and everyone else gets what's left over. Like that has been, it's just stuck with me because it's kind of like you always think, okay, let me give to everybody else first. But then you find yourself sitting in a position of, oh, I'm I'm going insane, I'm going crazy. But when you can think about, okay, I am worthy and I am worth, right, being filled, being whole, being having that soul wealth components of everything, then your whole mindset and it just transitions.
It does shift, you know, because the emotion that comes from serving, pouring, living from an empty cup is resentment.
Oh,
And resentment turns into anger. Anger turns into anxiety. Anxiety turns into rage. And ultimately, apathy. I don't care. I don't care what happens. I don't. And then it begins to impact us physiologically. No energy,
yeah.
low energy. I don't feel like it, lethargic, all the things. So, the work of Soul Wealth and the mission of Soul Wealth is really to provide tools for women and men to live from a place of overflow and thriving versus any other way. And for me, it's personal because I know what it is to live and survive from an empty cup versus an overflowing cup. And I'll take the overflow any day.
Yep. Yep. What you got?
Oh no, I was just listening because I don't know, for some reason when she talk, I just be.
Let me find out Dr. Vikki got you sometime. You ain't got nothing to say.
No, I mean,
Oh my
even
God. Andre got a little rock going on too.
every
I see him
time, like
rocking.
I don't know what it is. It's just I guess it's she got such a calming demeanor that it just kind of put me in a trance. So I was just like just sucking it all in. I felt like a flower just sucking in all the water and the sun. But
Oh my gosh,
no,
that is
no,
so funny.
like what you said as far as not being able to pour from no empty cup. I mean, it go back to how you look at the glass. Is it half full or half empty?
Mhm.
You know. So, but definitely changing your perspective on things can change the outcome on a lot. Um, and the energy is big. And I never really paid a lot of attention to it. That when your energy is low, why though? Why is that? A lot of the time we say, "Oh, we tired," but what are we tired from? Are
Yeah.
we tired because we want to go lay down? Are we tired because of we stressed out on work? Like
Around the
we,
wrong people.
right, being around the wrong
Hmm.
energy. So it's now stopping and figuring out those things. What is
Yeah,
making you feel that way? So that
yes,
way you can try to make that change.
Yeah.
yes. We have to pay attention because our bodies keep score. Our bodies will tell us if we pay attention. You know, when I'm around certain people, my stomach hurts, or when I'm around certain people, my energy level drops. Or conversely, when I'm around certain people, my energy turns up. It
Yeah.
lights me up, right? It makes me happy.
Right.
Um, and to your point, on a serious note, Andre, about my voice, that is what sound healing is.
I was about
Sound
to. Yep.
healing is finding a vibration, a frequency, a cadence, if you will, that is soothing. If you love music, anyone who loves music is getting a sound bath. And the instruments that wellness practitioners use when doing a sound healing or a sound bath experience is everything that you would find in a percussionist corner on stage at a concert.
Mm.
Mm.
It's wind chimes, it's drums, it's pan drums, it's koshi chimes, crystal bowls. All of that is on a stage in a percussionist corner when a live band is performing. Um, us of African descent, when we hear drums,
That gives
drums
it.
move us.
Yes.
Yeah.
There is a reason for that, you know, because it's a spiritual experience. Music is universal, that it is a universal language. And believe it or not, what I'll be sharing on June 8th. Can we say June 8th? Hey,
Right.
right? June 8th. I'm going to just be talking about soul and sound and how they actually go together, how you can use sound as a tool of mental and emotional wellness, a a tool of soothing. I just discovered, inserting parenthetically, I just discovered this uh, rain channel on YouTube,
I
and it's
heard that.
live.
Oh.
It's live. I don't know where it's coming live from,
I
but the
see.
video plays nonstop.
Yes, you do.
It's playing right now, and it's
Oh,
just
I need
rain.
that link.
Yeah.
It's just rain.
Yep.
And when I tell you, since discovering that and playing it in the background, that has been the best sleep.
I need
The
that link.
best sleep.
So
Some people are affected by the ocean, the sound of the waves
nothing but
crashing.
the water.
Some people love the wind or thunderstorms. It's sound. And you know what else is a sound? Silence.
Mm.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Yep.
It's also a sound. So I am excited, about June 8th and, the experience and the tools that we will be sharing with others, and those who are in attendance, so that their soul can truly come into alignment and oneness and a place of peace, so that all of us can continue really living, our best lives.
Mhm. That's I'm so good. Glad you mentioned that because this is the sound has been something that you recently introduced. And when I put out the itinerary for a beautiful encounter, I got a couple emails asking, hey, what's the meditation sound component of peace? Because some people can associate the meditation sound with other religions and may not necessarily be as open to understanding that it's a part of every day for us, right? So have you when you how was it when you first introduced, like, I know you, so you've opened my eyes to a whole lot of different things, so listen, but listen, that's a part of sitting at your feet, right, of being exposed to that. But for those that don't, that may have that question of why meditation, why sound, because it's a big component of healing.
So I'm going to answer a question with a question,
Okay.
because and I love this conversation. I'm not afraid of it. I don't avoid it. And neither am I called to persuade or convince people.
Mm-hmm.
I give you information, and then I encourage people to get curious, ask questions. If you have a belief around something, where did it come from?
Right.
Who told you that?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Do you really believe that?
Yeah.
Or is that groupthink? Is that something that you heard? It sounded good. The masses were doing that. So that's the way that you went. And the truth is, I'll start with everything, I'm going to say Jesus, everything Jesus did was antithetical to the crowd. Jesus never followed the crowd.
Nope.
Never.
Yep.
So if you are not standing out in a crowd, that's anti Jesus.
Mm. Y'all didn't hear what she just said.
Heard it loud and I heard it loud and clear. I heard
10
it loud
toes
and clear.
down. 10 toes down. And
Mm.
meditation for those who, and this is the thing, I'm going to come back to that. We have a tendency, particularly in places of worship, in the worship experience and places of faith in the Black community, to demonize and vilify what we don't understand.
That part right there.
Period.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
And because you don't understand something doesn't make it wrong. My daughter, your children either, they have never seen a rotary telephone.
Never.
Nope.
Don't even know what it
So
is.
if I put a rotary a phone booth,
Well, no.
if I put a rotary telephone in front of my daughter, she would be like, "What is that?"
It's foreign.
Yep.
So
Why do I
because
have to test it?
something has not existed in our lifetime and our time of awareness and knowledge and understanding doesn't make it wrong. So I also go back to, who did our ancestors pray to? And these are questions for the hearer to research. I'm not going to give the answer.
Yep.
But this is why I say stay curious. And I'll go into my history of how I came into sound healing and other modalities, okay? Who did our ancestors pray to before King James wrote the Bible? Before there was a Romans 10 and 9, confess with your mouth and believe in your heart the Lord Jesus and you will be saved. King James, that's in the King James version of the Bible, Genesis to Revelation. Well, there are other books that were not included in the 66.
Mm-hmm.
So before he wrote the Bible in the 1600s, or before the Bible was compiled, the King James Version, who did our ancestors pray to? How did they have an experience with God?
That's true.
When you talk about the Bible being the same book that was used to justify slavery, now we are just experiencing a different kind of slavery.
Mm-hmm.
It's called mental slavery because we don't think.
Yep.
We just go with what they tell us.
And my question, I ask questions, I don't give advice. Is that working for you?
Mm,
Say it again.
that part.
Is that working for you?
Hmm.
Is that working for you? So back to,
We.
what is this meditation thing? Well, the Bible says, in his word shall we meditate day and night.
Yeah.
So meditation is not foreign. Okay. Then they might say, well, it says in his word. Okay, but meditation is not foreign.
Right.
Sound, Psalm 150. Make a joyful noise
Yeah.
unto the Lord with the high sounding cymbals and the harp
Mm-hmm.
and the lyre. Do your research.
Yeah.
Even more. Watch this. Whatsoever things are lovely, Philippians. Whatsoever things are lovely, pure, just, honest. If there be any virtue, if there be any praise, if it be of a good report, think on these things.
Mm-hmm. Think on that.
So I'm just meditating on, I am somebody. I am somebody. I am somebody. I am somebody. Is that wrong?
No.
No. No.
Okay. Another statement.
Uh-oh.
For research,
Keep going.
worship, depending on what kind of church experience you have, but particularly in the charismatic and Pentecostal church, worship is considered also not just singing and exhortation, exaltation, lifting our hands, but it's also considered worship when you go into speaking in tongues or praying in your heavenly language. Have you heard people speak in tongues before?
Mm-hmm.
Have you ever witnessed someone speak in tongues and be so lost in their prayer language that they lose their sense of presence in the moment where they are? Like they're so caught up in worship, whether their hands are lifted, whether the spirit is high, whatever you call it.
Mm-hmm.
The worship was high, right? Worship is an altered state of mind. It alters your mind, it alters your consciousness. What's the difference?
Yeah, I was gonna say what's yeah, that's exactly what meditation does because when I think about, even as infants, right, in the womb, the mother's heartbeat brings them peace. And so, like when you have your children, the first thing they'll get you what's the thing,
The
the
heart
little heart,
monitors.
not the heart monitors, the little sound machine,
Oh, and put it
and
on
play
you.
the
Yeah.
heartbeat.
Mm-hmm.
Like how soothing is that?
So,
Oh, baby,
this is
start
why
crying. Put 'em on your
education
chest.
is
Yeah.
necessary. This is why education is necessary because I am blackety black. Like, I love black people. I don't dislike other people. I just love black people.
Right.
So I'm blackety black, black, black. And I've been around for a little bit, some time. And what I know that is a pattern that is consistent is that not only are our neighborhoods now being gentrified,
Mm-hmm.
but our faith has been gentrified,
Yeah.
taken from us,
Mm-hmm.
repackaged, and given back to us.
And just throwing at us. They ain't even give it to us. They threw it.
So we have so much excavation, is the word I hear. And I know that's a divine download because I don't use that word often. We have so much excavation to do on our souls, on our psyche, on our minds. Like, we can't even get to beautiful
Until we
because we are living faux FAUX experiences. We don't even really know what beautiful is because a lot of us have not had the courage to peel back the layers of what we've been taught over the years that has created a limiting belief.
Yep. Man.
And my question is, who told you that? Who told you that?
Mm-hmm.
My history, my ancestry. Now, to how did I get to sound? I was called into sound ministry, sound healing, sound baths. My ancestry, both of my great grandmothers maternally are Native American.
Okay.
One of my great grandmothers is a Cherokee, full blooded. The other great grandmother is a Creek Indian, full blooded. Everything about our culture, our ancestry says nature, sound,
Yep.
rain sticks, drums, humming, dance. And I don't believe, this is my personal opinion, I just don't believe I have to disregard who I am to be in alignment with who I know God to be. Because God is in me. Scripture, greater is he that is in me than he that is in the world.
Mm-hmm.
In him I live, move, and have my being. Ephesians 3, to be filled with the fullness of him, to know the love of God that surpasses knowledge, to know the height, depth, breadth, and width of God, to be so full of God that people cannot tell where God ends and I begin, or vice versa.
Oh,
So when I enter into a room, God enters the room because God is not just great out there. God is great in me, through me, as me. Now that right there gonna mess some people up.
Yeah. Yeah, a lot of people. Mhm.
However, however, we absorb and learn and understand what we're ready to hear.
Yep.
And on my spiritual journey, I got to a place where I know God was saying to me, there's more. You want to know about it? There's more. You want to know about it? Because when you are truly, diligently, consistently seeking who God is, when you are truly doing that, there's always more. It's going to lead you and guide you into all truth.
Mm-hmm.
And you shall know the truth, And the truth that you know and apply is what makes you free. Just knowing truth doesn't make you free. You have to apply the truth
That's the,
to
yeah.
be free. And that application of truth requires courage.
Hey, leave a little bit for Saturday.
Oh, there's more.
Cause
There's more.
you out here.
I
You
am.
are out here.
I love the water and
Yeah.
I love to swim. And I can talk about this all day because there has to be a dismantling of who we have been programmed and conditioned to believe that God is and who God is in us. Jesus said, the thief comes but to steal, kill, and destroy, but I am come that you may have life and life more abundantly.
Mm-hmm.
And every movement, this is a beautiful movement, right? This is a movement. A
Mhm.
beautiful encounter is a movement. Hey, beautiful is a movement.
Yeah.
Every movement has always been preceded by a revelation. Every revelation, you know what it causes? A revolution,
Mhm.
a personal revolution. And people who are complacent, they won't say, oh, Katrina got a revelation and she's starting a revolution. People who can no longer benefit from you living beneath your privilege or living beneath who God created you to be, you know what they're going to say? Oh, Katrina's being rebellious.
Listen,
Who does
to,
she think she is? Who God
Hey,
said I
with that
be?
message that I sent you.
to say that going from one t-shirt to design to seeing how this thing has really moved and is transforming, like to know how many people who started out with me at the very beginning aren't here anymore. And I'm just like, okay, God, what's happening? And I'm finding myself like, why do I feel so alone? And it's like you're saying, it's like peeling back the layers, and whoever started in the journey with me isn't going to be at the end with me,
Nope.
because I understand to transform and redefine what beautiful really means. People have to be ready for that, because you have to to release the limiting beliefs that we've been holding on to. We've kept ourselves in a box because we're, so and so, your mother may have said you'll never be anything. Well, who's, like you just said, who told you? Like, why did she say that?
Right.
Because of her own fears. And it's just like understanding that to redefine what beautiful means, it's taking it from this adjective to now saying, no, this is a noun. This is a person, place, and thing. Like, it's me. Beautiful is me. We're the encounter. And saying, okay, whoever's coming is coming. And I got to keep going. Like Alicia's always saying, even if it's the audience of one, to understand, like, okay, God, if I said yes, I gotta move, even if it's just myself and my husband and my kids and the dog, or if they drop off and it's me and the dog, like whatever it looks like. Because I know it's not easy for anyone to redefine what beautiful means to them, because sometimes or not even redefine, to really just define what it means. Because when you thinking about society, society is saying it's our looks. Society is saying it's our hair. It's the cars we drive. It's the titles and positions that we have. It's all of those superficial things. But when I look at I'm fearfully and wonderful made in his image, how he wanted me to create it, how he created me to be, why would I question that?
Shouldn't. No one
But we
should.
do.
A lot of people do.
We do. And I'm guilty. This whole thing was a whole shirt. But it's being awakened to understand that there's more required of me. There's more required of us. And that's what a beautiful encounter is. It's just saying, hey, it's time to really embrace and embody everything that God has created us to be, and not being scared to do that. Because people gonna fall off. People, just like you said, they gonna question, why you doing this? Why you doing that? Because God said. And I
And
have to keep
you're
moving.
and it's not for them, right? If it doesn't speak to you, it's not
Nope.
for you.
Yep.
Nope.
If it does, I'm gonna say that again. If it doesn't speak to you, it's not for you.
Yeah.
However, there is a people, there is a remnant of people looking for and waiting for what you have to offer. Those are the people who are hanging in the balance, waiting for you to peel away the layers so they can recognize the oil that is on you, in you, as you and the two of you together. Because I said I was going to start hashtagging the Hendersons.
I saw that today.
Because I don't want to say too much. Um, but this movement has layers to it. It has layers to it. And they are amazing layers. And I'll tell y'all privately
Okay.
what I see and what I hear and what I know. But the things that have got you to this point had to happen. The chaos, the craziness, the confusion, all the things that got me to who I am today, they had to happen.
Made you who you
They
are, right?
had to happen.
Yeah.
They had to happen.
Mm-hmm.
Because had they not happened, I would not have the wisdom and the experience and the understanding and the courage and the insight that I have. And I didn't go through that because God was punishing me. I went through it. So now that I'm on the other side, I can reach back and pull other people through it. Like, listen, you're going to be fine. It's uncomfortable right now. It's a little ugly. You know, it's not pretty, but you're going to be okay. And on the other side of it, what's on the other side of it is so much greater. It's so much more beautiful. And I love the scripture in Ecclesiastes that says, beautiful is the end of a thing, then its beginning. Beautiful is the end of a thing, which means you got to keep going.
Got to keep going.
Like, if it's not beautiful yet, you're not at the end.
Right.
Because beautiful is the end of a thing. Okay, Vikki, what happens when you get to the end? When you get to the end of a thing, God gives you another vision. The vision is for an appointed time. At the end, it will speak and not lie, though it tarry, wait for it will surely come. So you get another vision. And then you work through that. And then beautiful is the end of a thing. Like, that's how you know. Because at the end of a thing, it's beautiful.
Beautiful.
Mm.
So this is the end of a version of Katrina, a version of Andre. Now we're stepping into beautiful. And it's another level, it's another dimension. And those who got used to who you were are going to be uncomfortable with who you have become.
Yes, they are.
That's not for you to manage. That's not for you to manage. My grandmother used to say, "Bless you, baby. You'll be okay. Keep living.
Yep. Man.
Keep living. You'll be okay," with a smile and everything. You want a plate? You want something to eat?
That
They'll be
comfort food.
okay. Because where our focus has to be is on those we are called to and those who are looking for us. That's where our focus has to be.
Yeah.
So I'm super excited about June 8th and the soul and sound experience, because each of us has a sound.
Mm.
We each have a sound. Andre, when you're coaching your team knows your voice. They know your voice. They might not be looking at you, but if you yell their name or their number or however you communicate, they know your voice.
That is so true.
We each have a sound, and there are people called to the sound of who we are. There are women called to my voice.
Hmm.
There are other women who are not called to my voice. I'm not going to spend my time trying to convince them I'm the voice for you,
Right.
because the women who I am called to serve recognize my voice. Alicia has a sound. If you are called to 1212, you know it. You don't
Right.
have to be persuaded. You don't have to be convinced. You don't have to be sold. You're like, this is where I belong. I am home.
Yeah.
So soul and sound go together, whether we want to acknowledge it or not, whether we are open to it or not. And what I'm excited about is that um, those who are coming, those who are called to June 8th, right, I'm about to really mess them up now. Those who are, I'm about to mess up the people who are not called, okay? But those who are called will get it. Those who are called to the experience of a beautiful encounter on June 8th have another level of favor available to them.
Mm.
It's another level of favor. Why do I say that? Because June is the 6th month on the 8th day. 6 and 8 is 14. 1 and 4 is 5, the number of grace, which is unmerited, undeserved favor.
Wow.
Yeah. She.
I didn't even.
You know, it wasn't for you. It wasn't for you to figure it out. That's why Dr. Vikki came on
And
today.
it's new favor because 2024 is 4 and 4, that's 8.
I need Nikki.
New favor. New favor.
Oh,
And here's something we hear in church often. He or she that hath an ear, let him hear. So either let them hear sound. So it's either resonating with you or it's causing you to be resistant. If you are resistant, baby, we not mad.
Mm-mm.
it ain't
This is
for
just not
you.
for you.
Yep.
Not your time. Not your time.
And it's okay. Frequently, we want to be among the crowd, right? Among our tribe, among our village. And what is important is that you are where you're supposed to be. And where we're supposed to be when it's time to pivot and grow is uncomfortable.
Listen.
Man, I need to blow my nose.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
Li- uh, Listen, if y'all don't have y'all ticket, just go on and get your ticket because this is just a glimpse of what she does. Like if you are not following her, follow her on all social media. Wait a minute. I'm about to say, what is it? I am the
At
what?
all things Vicky.
There you go.
All things Vicky Vikki.
Listen, I was sitting. One of my questions was, is what can we expect? You getting what you gonna expect? Like you get.
Expect to be uncomfortable. Expect to be uncomfortable in the best way. In the
Mm-mm-mm.
best way. Because it's a day of favor and it's a day of newness. Right? It's a day of favor and newness.
Mm-mm-mm.
Isn't that great? I'm excited.
I need
That's
this
why I've been
replay
saying
on.
June 8th.
Listen, y'all, every time I see Dr. Vikki, June 8th, June, like that's all she was saying. And
June 8th.
we just talking about how she always do say June 8th. But just to listen, y'all just get your ticket. Just get your ticket because this is just a glimpse of 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 what you will experience between Dr. Vikki, Vanessa Burns, Alicia Johnson, Janelle Johnson, myself, Andre. Like to know, like it's a conference, but it's not a conference at the same time. Like it really is an encounter. It really is an experience of being able to Define what beautiful is, embody that, embrace that, and let go of like all of the limiting beliefs that have kept the little child within us in a box.
Mm-hmm. Hindered us
Yeah.
from being our greatest.
I ain't got no more. Like my questions is just gone.
Listen, did you ask a question? 'Cause it's no way that she answered all our questions with questions.
But she did answer all my questions.
But that's what I'm saying. She answered all our questions with questions, and that's the most beautifulest thing that
Beautifulest.
yes,
You
it's a
adding
new
it.
word.
Yes, beautifulest.
There we
Yes.
go.
So that she said, I'm not gonna answer your question. I'll answer it with a question. And she sat there and she did everything and it didn't question everything else. So it keeps you questioning it and keeps you wondering. Then she said she had more. Oh, I can't wait,
Yeah,
bro.
I do have more. Like, so let me give you some more. This is around sound, okay? Because that's what you wanted me to share a little bit um about. There's some things that I'm only going to share on June 8th, right? I'm not going to give it all away.
Yeah.
So when you take the whole date and which is June 8th, 2024, when you add all those numbers up, it comes out to the number 4. Okay? The number 4 symbolizes order. It's a symbolization of order. So I have some Koshi chimes. Well, before I talk about that, there are 4 elements in the earth, right? Earth, air, fire, water.
Mm-hmm. Kept it playing.
There are 4 seasons. There are 4 points on a compass: north, south, east, and west. There are 4 phases of the moon, like new moon, half moon, waxing full, and half moon waxing.
4 corners of the earth too.
Right? 4, I heard you. 4 corners of the earth, right? Those are the 4 points of the compass:
Yeah.
north, south, east, and west. Right? The number 4 is really, really powerful when you're so curious that you're like, God, blow me away. Give me something that I've never had before. That's not a new car, a new house, new job, new bank account. I'm talking about give me something that is intangible, that will change my life, right? Perpetually. That will change it to the point that I don't recognize me. That's what a movement is. That's what a revolution is. A revolution, Nelson Mandela, hello. A revolution changes the landscape and climate.
Mm.
But first comes the revelation. And the revelation for any of us, it doesn't matter. A revelation for any of us sounds like, hey, I know you've been doing things this way and that way, but there's more. That's all a revelation is. There's more. And it can come in a word of wisdom, it can come in a word of knowledge, it can come in a word of prophecy, or it can come intuitively. But there's always more. And frequently, a lot of times people resist more because to whom much is given, much is required. They're like, God, I ain't trying to give no more now. I don't want you to require nothing else of me, because I got stuff to do. God is like, okay, go for it, shorty. I'll be here when you get back.
Yeah.
In other words, a man plans his way, but God orders his steps. So it's like you can go now, or you can take the long route and go do your thing, but you have to come back this way.
Yeah. He's gonna redirect you one way or another. Yep.
And you get to choose. That's what's so awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You get to choose.
Yeah.
I know for sure those who show up on June 8th for are ready for what's being served. Y'all are funny.
Shoot.
he he shared a clip with me earlier today, and it was
It was really last night. I was up late and I was just scrolling. And sometimes some of the messages that I get, I'll just keep going. But this one, for some reason, how he started, it just I was like, I have to send this to Trina because this is where we're about to be. And we kind of already had started witnessing some things. But go ahead, man. I'm sorry for cutting you off.
no. Go ahead.
You want me to like go
Yeah,
into
shit.
it? So basically, it was a young, a
Wait, the
gentleman.
short version.
Okay, that's why you need to do it. That's why you need to do it because they need to know the details of it. So you go ahead and do it, right? Because
No, go ahead.
I'm gonna go
I'm
in
just
a little
playing with you.
bit.
Go ahead.
No, I don't mind, man.
No, because details matter.
Okay,
Details matter.
so he said they were in Hawaii and they made a declaration, him and his wife, that they were gonna start, doing big things. And he said, but when we start doing these and we make this declaration that the enemy's coming. And sure enough, they landed in a plane and they got a flat tire as soon as they got in the car on the way home. So the enemy at this point was starting to like really get at him. And then he said that he ended up getting COVID that turned into pneumonia, lost 45 pounds in 3 months. Was it? Yeah, 3 months. So it just, but he's like, when you are aligned with yourself, he added some more things, but what I kind of really got out of it was once you are start to align yourself, that's when the enemy will come attack you even more. And I kind of took it even further that it's not just the enemy, it's God is preparing you for these enemies. He's preparing you because once you get to a certain point, they're going to attack you, but they're not going to be able to affect you because he's already prepared you for it. You're prepared for it. So it's like I look at it as a sport. Since I coach, I go out there, I prepare my kids on Tuesday and Thursdays for them to go out there and have fun and do their job. If I'm not preparing them, then whose fault is that? It's my fault as the coach that they not prepared, you know? And it just, I said, I have to send this to Trainer because he kind of went a little further, but he said when a man and a woman aligns, then the enemy is, y'all are unstoppable. And that really hit because I was like, hey, man, we got superpowers now. We good. We are good. like we gonna be good. We're gonna be good. Like for real. I'm a laughing, joking person, but I take all of this so seriously because I've seen what it has done to my life, what it's done to Trina's life, what it has done to my kids' lives. And yeah, I'm starting to notice a lot of people starting to give me the distance links. I'm cool with that. Cause y'all ain't ready for what I'm dishing out. Y'all ain't ready for what me and my family got in store for us to continue moving further in this because I'm gonna get the kids gonna be involved. We gonna do this fully.
Yeah, and I will offer too that people who fall away have come as far as they have the capacity to come.
Wow.
It's no shade, right?
No.
You just don't. No, and I'm not saying that's what you were doing. I'm saying for me, people who fall away have come as far as they can come. They can't go with you the rest of the way.
Right.
And what it really is doing is creating capacity because as you move forward, there are new people that you're going to meet
Mm-hmm.
that will bring into your life what you need to fully, Andre, manifest what you know, what you feel, and what you've seen in visions. Even if it has not fully manifested in the physical form, it's already, oh Lord, okay, it's already in existence.
Mm-hmm.
It's already in existence. It's just waiting for us to create the portal and the platform for it to come into physical form, into physical manifestation. You understand what I just said?
Mm-hmm.
Like everything we need already exists.
Already exists.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's just waiting for us to make room, create capacity for it to be delivered into our lives, which is why it's so important for us before June 8th. Say June 8th. Y'all type
June
June
June 8th.
8th.
8th. Come on, y'all.
June
Which
8th.
is why we have to
June 8th.
declutter and make room, because the acceleration that's going to take place on that day, we have to have room for what's coming. And a lot of times we're waiting on God, and God is waiting on us,
Yes.
Yes,
Yeah.
indeed.
because the things that we're waiting for already exist. I heard a really, really powerful preacher whom I love, Prophet Andre Cook, Bishop Andre Cook. He's in Brooklyn, New York, or the Bronx, New York. He prophesied to me years ago, well over 20 years ago. And he said to me, Vikki, he said, daughter, God is making you ready for what's already ready for you.
Wow.
I always remembered that. And I share that with other people.
Mm-hmm.
Like, hurry up. You know, like when you're ready to go somewhere, you
Yeah.
got somewhere, a destination, you all excited, or a flight to catch, or a cruise ship to get on, or a beach to get to, and you waiting on other people. Like you dress, like you ready.
Ready.
You ready to go. Car packed, you dress, phone charged, you sitting in the car, and you just looking at the door like, we gotta hurry up.
Right.
Hurry up.
Yeah.
I'm ready to go. And that's not rushing, that's excitement,
Mm-hmm.
because you know what's waiting for you. So imagine if all of the things that God has shown us in our image nations and our imagination is ready for us. And you know what's going to bring it forth into manifestation? Ask me what?
What?
The sound
There we
of
go.
your voice.
And you know what? It's funny that
God
you say that.
God said, let there be. And there was.
Mm-hmm. Cause you know it's funny that you say that, Dr. Vikki. When Trina first started this, she told me, she was like, you could be my spokesperson. But they gotta hear her voice. Now they're gonna hear our voice. But they gotta start with you.
I get it. I'm listening. I have a microphone.
We got it. She got it. But I'm just gonna say that I'm how proud of I am of her to be able to do this.
Yeah.
She has came a very, very long way. And it's no knock to you, babe. I hope you don't take it that way. But you have came a very long way. When we first started, now this wouldn't have been something that you would have thought of doing.
Mm-mm.
Even when you started the business, this wasn't even like first nature. It started as a hobby. But I one thing I will tell her is that, like I tell the kids, I'm your number one fan, and I will forever be.
It's so sweet.
Yeah. So I just gotta say that.
No,
Now I'm
no,
proud
no,
of you.
no, no. That is so sweet.
Yeah. I'm
That
so
is
proud.
Thank
sweet.
you. Thank you.
Yes.
Thank
That is sweet, because Katrina, you're not even the same person I met.
you. Yeah.
So I absolutely am tracking with what he's saying, and it is most powerful coming from your husband, who is, who you're one with, like who you all walk together as one unit. So I am so excited about June 8th, and what's going to manifest quickly, quickly, which is why we have to get ready, make room,
Make that room.
declutter,
Yeah.
We got a lot of
make room emotionally,
luggage.
make room
Don't luggage
mentally,
out.
make room spiritually, make room physically, make room physiologically, right? We have to get ready and prepare, because God is waiting on us. And when we receive the blessing, right, it needs to land somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
The ground, the soil needs to be tilled so that it's ready to receive the seed of promise that is going to manifest quickly in our lives. And that requires your voice, your sound,
Yep.
your words. Speak those things that be not as though they were, and you shall have them. You shall decree a thing. Speak, you shall decree a thing, and it shall be established. Your words will not go out and return to you void, but
Yeah.
it will accomplish that which you send it to. So I am beautiful.
Absolutely.
I am beautiful. You are beautiful. We are beautiful. God makes everything beautiful
Mm-hmm.
Even the
Nature is
stuff that doesn't
beautiful.
look
in its
beautiful.
own time.
Yep.
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 So
Nope.
beautiful is the end of a thing, and God makes it beautiful in its own time, which says you can't miss it.
That's good.
You can't miss it.
He created nature, so
You
nature is
can't
most
miss
beautiful.
it. Now, here's another question for you. What if sound is connected to the fullness of what God has for you?
I need trumpets. I need all the drums. Listen, do you have an Amazon store set up?
No.
You need one before June 8th, because I'm
Okay.
telling, listen, because to know what I heard and experienced, and you telling us, hey, it's on Amazon, all the things, you need to have that set up, because y'all, the rain thing, I cannot tell, like, I'm not spoiling it, but y'all have to get your ticket. So go to a beautifulencounter.eventbrite.com if you don't have your ticket, because it is
It's gonna
truly
sell out.
going to be amazing, and you have to be in the room.
You better get them
Um,
now. They're gonna sell out.
so thank you for being with us. We
You're
truly
welcome.
appreciate you. If they can follow you on all things Vikki, but if they, I know now you are also offering the sound as part as additional service. So do they connect with you the same way, all things Vikki, or do you send them to your website? How do
Yeah,
you want?
go to my website,
Okay.
VikkiJohnson.com, or all things Vikki. You can connect with me, um, or via my website
Okay.
or social media. Either
Okay.
way. And
Okay.
I'll be in the room on June 8th.
Yes, yes, yes,
Yes.
yes.
Yeah.
Um,
I can't wait for this day. Mm. Hope my men out there, y'all listening. Come on. Cause beautiful ain't just for the women.
Yeah, no, it's not. This thing is so big. And I'm just saying that as we prepare to close, like this whole encounter is of another kind, right? This is not, like you said, it's not a conference, it's not a symposium, it's not a summit. It is an encounter. And it is a moment where we will be introduced to another version of ourselves.
that's
Yes.
good. Yep.
Yes.
And that's beautiful.
It is.
Thank y'all, and Rick, Tiffany, I have it, so let me know. But we thank you for joining us
You're
here.
welcome. This is awesome. I'm excited.
We
Yeah.
so appreciate you. June 8th, June 8th.
June 8th. That's what I do, girl. I said,
One more shot
June
with it. June 8th.
8th.
Had that as an echo, right?
Like, we need horns and everything.
Yeah, it's
Um,
gonna definitely be something to be a part of.
yeah. So get y'all tickets. We thank you again for joining us this
Yeah, thank you.
evening.
And thank you, everyone, for tuning in and listening and connecting and your excitement. I see so many familiar names in the chat. I don't want to start calling names because I don't want to get in trouble
Yeah, I was trying to keep up.
by
And I just
missing someone.
listen. I'll come back. But get y'all tickets. Follow Dr. Vikki, all things Vikki. When I say powerhouse, like powerhouse, like She's not.
Thank you. And may I
Yes,
just say
yeah.
one more thing before we close? Even if you can't be there, I would not miss the opportunity to sow into this experience.
Thank you.
So buy a ticket, even if we give it to someone, Katrina gives it to someone, or Andre gives it to someone, or not. This is good ground. Sow into this ground so that even if you're not physically present on June 8th, your seed is in the ground.
Mhm.
Because I'm telling you, it is fertile ground. And the harvest is going to be an accelerated harvest, right? So I just want to encourage you, go to the link, whether you can be there or not, sow into this experience, this encounter, because it is good ground. And I will close by saying, God remembers. God remembers.
Never forgets.
God remembers where you have seed in the ground. And I would encourage you to be connected, because this beautiful encounter is not just an encounter, it is a movement. And I'm just blessed and grateful and appreciative to God for being connected. So I love y'all, the Hendersons. Hashtag the Hendersons.
I'm gonna start. Yes. But
Oh,
thank
man,
y'all. You got
yes.
something else?
Okay.
Okay.
I'm
Get
ready.
y'all tickets.
I wish it
Thank
was
you.
tomorrow.
Right. We got listen. We listen. Just going to get your tickets. Follow Dr. Vikki on all things Vikki, and we will see you all next week for our final speaker, who will be with us in the room. So we almost there, y'all. But y'all have a
June
great
8th.
y'all have a good evening.
Thank
Thank
everyone.
you.
Thank you, Dr. Vikki.